You don't have to have any fancy restaurant equipment to deep fry at home. Let me show you how. Hey guys, I'm Nick Sharma, a chef and a food scientist, and today I'm going to show you how to make mouth-watering, crispy, deep-fried onion rings. I like to use my STAUB Dutch oven for easy frying. This one is 5 quarts with tall sides, which helps reduce messy stove splashes while you're deep frying. Once you try my golden Za'atar onion rings, you'll never use another recipe again. Let me tell you how to get the best temperature for your oil when you're deep frying. You want to select an oil with a high smoke point. Today, I'm using grapeseed oil, which has a smoke point of 420 Fahrenheit, and I'm going to fry these onion rings at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. This Dutch oven is perfect for deep frying because it retains heat well. Here's how to tell if the oil is ready for frying. What you can do is grab an onion ring and put it into the hot oil. If it starts to bubble and floats immediately to the top, your oil is hot and ready to cook with. The onion rings are breaded with flour, turmeric, and a bunch of spices, including buttermilk, just to bring out their flavor and get a crispier crust. Let's check on our first onion ring that I put in earlier. It's ready. Look at it. It's golden brown and crispy on the side. Once the onion rings rise to the top of the hot oil, I like to give them a light stir so that they turn golden brown and crispy on both sides and cook evenly. One important tip when frying anything, including onion rings, don't overcrowd the pan or you'll bring the heat of the oil down and it'll take longer for them to cook. One advantage to cooking with cast iron Dutch ovens, especially when frying, the metal retains heat really well and there's no chance of overcooking. Some people are terrified to deep fry. Let me tell you that it's not a problem. It's really easy if you know what you're doing. When you're deep frying with hot oil, remember always to put the ingredients into the oil away from you. This avoids splashing and the hot oil won't come at you. Some of my favorite foods to fry at home include French fries and samosas. When deep frying proteins at home, make sure you check the internal temperature of the meat with a thermometer to make sure that the meat is cooked properly. In the case of chicken, the temperature should be 165 degrees Fahrenheit. It looks like my onion rings are ready to be pulled out of the hot oil. I prefer transferring the hot onion rings, or any other fried food for that matter, onto a wire rack on a baking sheet, which helps the oil drain away. You could also put the hot deep fried food directly onto a sheet of parchment paper sitting on a plate or a baking sheet to grab any of the excess oil. One other tip when seasoning deep fried food, season it as soon as it comes out of the hot oil because that's when the spices stick to the food. I'm seasoning these onion rings with a good sprinkle of Za'atar. Za'atar is a Middle Eastern spice. It's got herbs inside that smell like oregano. There's also sesame seeds in here, and it goes really well with the flavors of the buttermilk coated crispy onion rings. When you're done frying, make sure you turn the heat off. Let the oil cool completely and then pour it into a large container. What I like to do is just collect oil over time and then discard it in the trash when it's full. You can reuse spent oil from frying at least 2 to 3 times. I usually stop when the oil starts to get thick and viscous. I'm going to take a bite of these crispy onion rings. These onion rings are delicious. They're sweet on the inside, golden brown and crispy on the outside, and seasoned perfectly well. I can literally taste the Za'atar and all those beautiful spices coming through and the tanginess of the buttermilk. Now that I've shown you how to deep fry at home, I want to see what you cook. Let us know in the comments below.